out of your day to join us. You're here listening to Chisme y Chords, where faith, music, and conversations connect. I am your host, Mercedes Renee.
And I'm your other host, Almisa Valdez, and listeners and followers. Today we have a very special guest whose voice, talent, and dedication have made her a beloved icon in the Tejano music community. She has spent decades entertaining audiences with her powerful vocals, infectious energy, and passion for preserving and promoting Tejano music. Throughout her incredible career, she has shared the stage with legendary artists, released chart topping songs, and became an inspiration to countless fans, as myself, and inspiring performers. Let's welcome today Miss Dr. Patsy Torres.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
for having
us.
me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy
Of
schedule
course.
to
Yes.
join us. We are so honored and thrilled to have you here. So honored. We are such huge fans here at Chisme y Chords.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yes, yeah, we're so thrilled and honored and such big fans. So tell us what is going on in the world of Dr. Patsy Torres at the moment.
Well, the biggest thing is that I finished my album. So we just released it. It's out on all digital platforms, and the actual physical CDs are being manufactured. So some people are pre-ordering them on my website, patsytorres.com, and you can do that. You can pre-order them and be the first ones to get them. It'll probably be a couple weeks before the CDs are get shipped back, and I can start getting them out. And of course, if they ask, I sign them for them, whatever they want. Um, and I asked that you go to my website. They go there to buy the CDs,
Okay.
and for any artist, go to their website to download their music or anything, because as much as Spotify and everything, all of those digital platforms are cool. If you want to listen, that's fine. But if you want to buy it, go to our websites, because we get fractions of a penny for every sale, as
Hmm.
opposed to if you get it from our website, we actually make a few pennies.
I
Gotcha.
love it. Well,
Yes.
Miss Heather put it in the comments, www.patsytorres.com. So everybody who is here and listening, go to www.patsytorres.com and pre-order the CD. You do not want to miss this. It is going to be amazing. So go
Oh,
ahead and go to that. Miss Heather has put that in the comments.
and thank you, Heather. She's the one that set this up for us.
I know
Woohoo.
she did.
Heather.
Heather is amazing. I just have to tell you, Heather is a vibe.
Yeah.
She is amazing. And we
Gotcha.
Feather,
also,
birds of a feather, Heather.
yeah,
Not
yes, yes. And we also want to say
Absolutely.
hello to Mr. DJ Latin Prince. He says hello
Yes.
as well.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Hi,
Thank you for
DJ.
tuning in.
Yes. So we're so excited for your album. I can't wait for it to come
Me
out.
too.
Heather has said many great things about it. I've listened
Thank
to
you.
your music that she has sent me, and it is amazing. So, your music has been amazing since the jump. So, I just have to tell you that. And the music that you're putting out now is just simply phenomenal as well. So, you have not changed one bit. And well, I have to say, your music now is just phenomenal. But you have stayed consistent, and you have stayed. I mean, your aura and your glow and just you in general
It's
is
an
just
inspiration,
so amazing. So
Oh,
inspiring.
yes,
stop,
yes.
stop, stop. No.
Right. She's like, give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
Very, very inspiring. Yes.
I love
Thank you.
it. I love it. So tell me, how do you stay spiritually grounded in the music industry?
It's just once you have those values. I Since I was 5 years old, I believed in Jesus. But of course, when you're five, I also believed in Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, all of
Right.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I learned that they weren't real, but I always hung on to Jesus. I asked him for everything. I thought everybody did. I was like, well, of course, Jesus, he died for us, and he's there listening all the time. I'd be playing sports, and I'd be like, Jesus, give me a home run. Thank you, Jesus. I was like,
That's
wow,
Um,
how it works,
always
though.
answering my
Yeah.
wishes. I always say sometimes I've used them all up, because when I was a kid, it was constantly. He was like, all right.
he's
Can
like
you tell
a
us when you
notepad
when you
taker.
yeah, when you realized that music was for you, can you take us back to when it first began?
It first began in school because my little sister started playing saxophone, and uh and I wasn't interested in playing an instrument or doing anything in music. But once she started, she got pretty good, but then she was always getting out of class. Pep rallies, band camp,
That's it.
field trips, and I was like, I want to get out of class. So my grandfather, Dr. Torres, who he was my inspiration. I wanted to be a doctor like him, a medical doctor like him since I was 5. He had an old trumpet in his closet. And I said, "Oh, I'll play it." If it was a tuba, I would have played it. But it was a trumpet, and I was like, "Okay, I'll play trumpet." And so I just started practicing, and I caught up with my sister, and I got in the A band, marching band, stage band, concert band, and that's what started the music. From there, a little group of the band members, all us band nerds, right? We got into the talent show, put together a little group, bunch of us. It was, I was like the brass and all that, and we won. So we are like, hey, we're good. Let's make a band. So we made a band, with a whole bunch of brass players because it wasn't about the money. It was about, playing, and we started doing proms and quinceaneras, but very low key because we weren't that good yet and we couldn't charge a lot. But I was the trumpet player. But when we graduated, my sister left and got married. Some of the guys went to the military, and these older guys came in and said, we don't need brass anymore. We'll just use a keyboard player. That's when Tejano started changing.
Mm-hmm.
And, like the Moss era, and they said, oh, we can make a lot more money. Instead of all these brass players, we'll just have one keyboard player. So here they were kicking everybody out. And because we just graduated, I had started college, my pre-med. I was like ready to go into the sciences to be a medical doctor. And here they're gonna kick me out, and I have an apartment, and how am I gonna survive? So I guess they felt sorry for me. And they said, well, and they were a cover band. So, well, a lot of the bands have a girl singer. Maybe if you could sing, we could try, see how it goes. That's how it started, just like that. And I never thought I would still be singing today. I never thought of it as a career. I thought of it to pay for my school and my bills because I said, I'm not a singer. I'm just a trumpet player. I don't know. I'm just, and I only sang like one song a night, and harmonies. That's how I was discovered. A promoter
Wow.
a promoter was at a wedding and saw me thinking I was the singer because he saw me sing my song, which was "Ooh Baby Baby" by Linda Ronstadt.
That's a good
And
song.
yeah, it was the song for me. Because I still played my trumpet. I would play my trumpet with the keyboard player, and then I would sing backups and then sing that one song. So I got discovered, and next thing I know, I'm on a record,
It's a natural
and
talent.
then I'm getting a record deal. Then they're sending me to radio stations, to do promotions, and I'm like, I'm thinking this is crazy. I'm not a real singer. So they'd say, so tell us about you. And I said, I'm a trumpet player that's going to be a doctor. I wouldn't even say I was a singer. I just felt like
Wow.
I can't say that, just, and
Well, somebody
so
thought you were considering and hearing your voice and what you can do and all the.
I know it just seemed it was so off the wall. It wasn't something I planned or dreamed of. My dream was to be a medical doctor. I even worked at one of the hospitals during the summer just to see what part of the hospital I wanted to work in. So and because my grandfather was a doctor, we got all the special treatment, and the nurses would say, come on, Patsy, come over here to the emergency room and check this out. Come over to the surgery and check this out. Stuff
Yeah.
that a high school kid like a candy striper shouldn't have been seeing or have been. But I didn't have to wear the candy stripe thing. They let me wear a white coat like a doctor with
Yeah.
a stethoscope. I was so spoiled, but that made me like, oh, this is what I want to do. And out of
Wow.
all the different sections, physical therapy and surgery, and I ended up in pediatrics. I go, that's where I want to be. I want to
Oh,
be a
wow.
pediatrician. But then, the music started, and I had to do the music to pay for school. But I knew at one point I'm going to quit, and that's it. And go to school full time. So it was crazy like that, but things kept happening. I mean, I started getting sponsorships, and then when I did the radio interviews, and they'd say, "What are you doing?" Well, I'm going to college to be a doctor. I'll play trumpet. So then I start getting called by all these different organizations. Oh, come and talk at our school about education, because they hear you on the radio, and you'll be influential to them.
Right.
That's when I started speaking at schools, which led to my Positive Force tour, which was my passion. It was a special show that my band and I did for high schools, and we toured all over Texas, all over Arizona, up to Idaho, Florida, Kansas, New Mexico, Arizona, and just we changed over 1 million lives of these kids.
Oh,
And I talked about gangs and drugs and AIDS and suicide and peer pressure and bullying, all the teen subjects. And I mixed it with music, and I had dancers, and we did skits, and we had special effects, pyrotechnics, moving lights, and we were sponsored by HEB.
oh, nice.
So, they would send us to these places, and in Arizona, we were sponsored by the governor's office up there.
Oh,
And
wow.
we went to every little town you can think of. And at that time, the gangs were bad.
Mm-hmm.
We would get to school and go, "Oh, they just had a riot 2 days ago." It was like, mm. But
That's
I
crazy.
loved it.
Man. So do you still play the pito? Do you still play
Yes,
the
I do.
you do? That is
Nice.
I
amazing.
started playing it again. I stopped for years and years and years because the more I sang, the less I could play my trumpet, because it was, up and down. And then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
singing, singing, singing. And there's finally something I could play. But then it got to the point like it just wasn't worth it. It just like I'm singing too much.
Yeah.
But I added brass to my band, and seeing them, I'm like, oh, I miss it so much. And they're like, "Well, play with us." So I picked it up. At first, it sounded terrible. I was like, oh my gosh. But I started building up my lip again, and now I can play it again. And
Oh
just a
my,
little bit, because it's still, I can't, you can't just sing and
yeah,
play at
for
the same
sure, for
time.
sure. That
But it's
is
fun.
amazing. I love that so much. I do. Oh
So
my
my
gosh.
horn's name is Hortensia.
I love
I name
it.
everything. I name my
Run
stuffed
it.
animals, my cars, my plants.
Patsy. Patsy. I
Yes.
have a stuffed animal that's on my bed right now, and his name is Alfie Cornelius Slothigans.
See, but don't you love naming things?
Yes,
Yes.
because he's a sloth. So it's Alfie
Oh,
Cornelius
cute.
Slothigans. Girl, I name everything. So I'm right there with you. Right
Yes.
there with you.
We're like,
Yes, we are. We are. We're going to connect after this. Trust me. It's on. Okay, so Mr. DJ Latin Prince says, "Hi guys, I'm listening."
hi,
Lorena,
guys.
Lorena says, "Good evening, ladies," and with a
Oh,
heart, with
hi.
a heart sign.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Um, Corina Alcantar says, "We love Patsy's music in the Alcantar home."
Oh, thank you. La
Heather
familia
also
Alcantar.
says, "Patty is a huge influence on me. Her music got me through some hard seasons of my life, especially the album Vive con Ganas."
Thank you.
Vive con ganas.
I have to tell you about that song. Vive con ganas came to me so fast. It's no song has ever come to me so fast. I had finished the album, the Vive con ganas album, but it didn't have a name yet. And usually you name your album from one of the songs,
Right.
but none of the songs, would fit as a title. So I was laying in bed. It was probably like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm just laying there, and I'm just like, oh, I need a name for the album. And I'm just gonna give it a name. I'm not gonna use a song. So I started thinking, well, what do all these different songs say? And I'm thinking, I'm like, well, kind of like living, live, con ganas, kind of like vive con ganas, vive con ganas, vive con ganas. Hey, that'd be a good name for a song, vive con ganas. And then these words started coming to me, and then a melody, and I jumped out of bed, and my husband's like, what's going on? He goes, I'm writing a song. He goes, oh, okay. He's used to it.
I
I
love it.
jumped up and I start getting writing and recording. Like, okay, okay. I wrote that song so fast, and the guy that was, well, I'm gonna call him a guy, Gilbert Velasquez, very well known producer, arranger, recording studio. The album was supposed to be finished. I call him, Gilbert, I've got another song. He's like, what? I just wrote it. He's like, what? We're gonna add it. It's gonna be the name of the album. He's like, okay. And we went in there, and the whole thing was written and recorded and produced within a week. Just boom. And I feel like it is a God sent gift.
Yes.
And the message is so strong. It just came to me. So, you know, when someone like when you say that it affected you, thank you, because that was God. And that's my faith-based part of me. He's always there, just helping in any way and helping me to help others, because that's what this is about.
Right.
My music is about touching people. Whether I'm going to make them laugh or cry or have inspiration or have memories or just make them want to dance and feel good, that's my music.
I love that. And I call those moments, the moment that you were just talking about, I call those moments God drops. Like
Yeah.
God drops a certain person in your life, or God drops that inspiration on you. So I call them God drops. So I love that for you. And speaking of God drops, Heather is doing another podcast, I believe, on Sirius XM, and she has invited me to do God drops, a little segment.
Oh, how
God
beautiful.
drops. So
Good for
I'm going to do
you.
like a little segment on there. It's like a 10-15 minute segment. So it's going to be called God Drops, and I'm going to do that. So she wanted me to mention that. So that was a
Beautiful.
cute little segue to do that. But what I love about you, Miss Patsy, is that you know what your God given calling is. And I always mention that on our show, is that when people know what their God given calling is, and it is such a joy when, like, I know what my God-given calling is, like my worship, like I worship at my church, I songwrite, I give inspiration, I do all of that. So I know what my God-given calling is. And so I love that you know what your God-given calling is. Almisa knows what her God-given calling is. I have a testimony. Almisa has a testimony. We all know what our God-given calling is. And I love that you know what yours is.
Well,
So
but I found mine out late. That was the thing. Because
But
remember,
you still know what it is, though. You know what I
well,
mean? Even though you found it out late, you still know what it is now. So I love that you know what it is.
and sometimes God speaks through people, because sometimes,
Definitely.
we're always asking God for a sign, or we think we're going to hear a voice or an idea or something, but sometimes we're not sure. We're like, no, no, not that. You don't want me to be a
But
singer?
we don't want
No,
to believe it.
no.
Right. Yeah.
But my grandfather was the one, because when I graduated with my science degree, and I
Hmm.
knew I couldn't do both anymore. I couldn't do the music and continue with the schooling, because it was going to get really hard. I
Yeah.
was already up to here with chemistry and
Yep.
statistics and physics and the science. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, and I knew it was going to get a lot worse. I sat down with my grandfather, Dr. Torres, and I told him I couldn't do both. And what shocked me was when he said, Chiquitita, he says, you've been talking to the kids, you've been making a difference. You have a God-given gift. Said you should sing. And for him to say that, because all he had to do is tell me, all right, let's get serious with your school. I was ready to quit right there. When he said that, I was shocked, because and I was already, talking to kids and spreading the word. He goes, you can be a doctor of the soul. You can do preventative medicine. And
Oh,
and that's when I said, okay. And that's when I accepted, okay, I'm going to do music. I'm doing the Positive Force tour and I'm so excited about it. And that just drove me to more. It was a Positive Force tour than anything. At that point, I was also doing Fiesta Texas. I was also going overseas. I did an Asian tour. I did Germany and Spain, Greece, Turkey, China, Japan, bunch of
Wow.
different countries, and all through music. All these God-given blessings that God gave me to experience through music. And my grandfather, I think God spoke through him because I couldn't believe he said it that day. And the most beautiful part of it was when music also got me my degrees. When the University of the Incarnate Word asked me to do promotions for them and commercials, but they could only pay me with semester hours.
Oh,
That's how I started to go back to school. After taking a course, I was like, I love this. I want more. I want more. And they said, well, you did great. You did A's. He goes, would you like to get a degree here? I said, yes. They said, okay,
Yeah.
well, uh, he goes, you're going to have to do more promotions for us, but we'll give you a scholarship. And I got a bachelor's in psychology. Then they gave me, well, I don't say they gave me, but they gave me the scholarship,
Earned.
a
Hmm.
master's in education. And then my professors were like, you made a 4.0. You need to keep going. I was like, what? No, keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't even dreamed of keep going. They go, no, you have to. My professors were like, you got to go. And the university said, we'll give you a scholarship for a PhD. And my
Wow.
professors were like, you cannot leave that on the table. That's
Nope.
money on the table. And I felt like God wants me to get my education. He wants me to keep doing it. And people told me I was crazy, even my family members. They say, how long does it take? Uh, 5 to 10 years. I went, estás loca?
¿Y ahora?
The only one that supported me was my husband. He was like, yes, you can do it. You can do it. And he helped me through the whole thing. And it did take me 5 years to finish. But
That's
I don't
inspiration.
know. It went and I loved it. And when I was finishing up, and one of my friends, my peers that were also going to school, they said, hey, how's it going to feel when they call you Dr. Torres? And I realized God made my dream come true.
Amazing.
Dr.
Ah,
Torres,
giving me goosebumps.
doctor of the spirit and the soul.
I love that.
That
That is,
is very
Mhm.
inspiring.
yes, yes. That
God is
just goes to
God
show
is great.
that you can go back to school at any age, at any time,
Yes.
at whatever. It
Never
doesn't
too late.
matter. It doesn't matter. And I love that so much for you. And congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Congratulations to
That's
you.
awesome.
There's something, remember this quote. It was from Gandhi. If anyone ever says, oh, I'm too old, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Gandhi said, live life like you're going to die tomorrow, but learn like you're going to live forever. That's our motto.
Nice.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Miss Norma says, hello, Dr. Patsy Torres.
Hi, Norma.
Hi, Norma. Miss Heather says, thank you for being such a light in the world, Dr.
Oh,
Patsy
Heather.
Torres.
She's a light.
Yes. And Gilbert is amazing, she says. Valerie says, congratulations.
Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Valerie.
And then that she says, that's amazing. God intervened.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And he
yes.
still does every day.
Every day. Let me tell you,
Mhm.
girl. Let me tell you. So Tejana music is always evolving.
Oh,
Where do
yeah.
you where do you see the genre heading and how do you see yourself shaping the future?
I think the genre, of course, is going to evolve just like anything else. Look how country music has
Yes.
evolved. Because I see Tejano music kind of like country music because it's family music. It's something that all of the different ages love. Like that was what I loved about Tejano music. I'd do a festival and I'd see the grandparents and the little grandchildren dancing, from the seniors all the way to the little babies loving the cumbias and wanting to dance and loving the music, not like the other genres, like hip hop or rock, there's certain age groups that like it,
Right.
but
Right.
but like country music, Tejano is for everybody. And And I think now it's getting using the new sounds, that are coming out, and the younger generation, they need that to come along,
Right.
to
Yeah.
bring them along. But they also are being very nostalgic, and they're listening to the old stuff too, and they're liking that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it, because they're understanding that this isn't just a music, it's a culture, it's a history, and it's something that we want to share.
Right.
It's got Mexican roots, it has German roots from the accordion, and of course, Tejano Texan. That's us.
Mhm.
We're Texans. We did it here, and we're proud of that. And we claim San Antonio as the capital of Tejano music.
That we did. That we
Yes.
did. So we're going to play Soy Tuya. So tell us about Soy Tuya and how it came about.
Well, Soy Tuya is written by Beto Ramon, the famous songwriter.
Ooh,
He's written
nice.
so many hits. And what happened was, while I was working on my album, Gilbert said, Beto Ramon wants you to hear this song. I was like, oh, okay. And I heard it. Hey, how could I say no? I
Right.
heard the song and I just thought, it's so loving. I love this is my love letter to my fans and friends and family. It's a love letter. So I was excited to do it, and Gilbert arranged it. So I was really happy with it. I love it, and I ended up naming the whole album over it, because the whole album is just saying, I'm yours. I am yours. I always have been. You've kept me here in this genre, in this music, in this career. And so it's a big thank you.
Well,
Nice.
we are excited to
Ready to
hear it.
hear
I've already heard it and I love it. So here we go, you guys. This is Soy Tuya from Miss Dr. Patsy Torres.
Soy tuya y mi amor es para ti. Y siempre a tu lado estaré. Ante Dios confieso que yo siempre te amaré. Soy tuya
Love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
That was so good.
I
The
wish I
words are
wrote
so
that one.
amazing. The words are so amazing.
They are. And you know
Right there.
what's so to me phenomenal, right? It's you I recognize your voice like that. So for listeners who have listened to you throughout the years, it's oh, that's Patsy. That's Patsy. It's just your voice is just so that's Patsy. hmm Sure is.
Yes.
Sure is.
Corina says, beautiful song. Heather
Thank you.
says, such a soothing voice.
hmm
Oh,
Norma says, love to love to with great words, powerful words. Um,
Love the songs. Yeah, the
yeah.
words are
And
beautiful.
then Alyssa says, I love this. Such a beautiful voice.
thank you.
Lots of comments. Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Roy
Yeah.
Ariaga says, hello.
Hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy. Norma says, hey, Lisa T. Okay, everybody's saying hello to each other.
So
So
Roy Ariaga and Elvira Cavazos are booking me, promoting me and booking me.
oh,
Nice.
nice. Look at us both
Nice.
saying it together. Nice.
Nice. So,
Valerie said, did it take you back to school, Missy?
yes, it did. I love it. That's amazing. So, and speaking of remembering and looking back, is there a particular performance or a moment that stands out in your career? Miss Patsy, where did you go?
Hello? Breaker, breaker nine? Breaker? Breaker, breaker
Are you
nine. Breaker,
there?
breaker nine. Come in,
Oh,
breaker
there we
nine.
are.
There you go. There you go.
Some
There you
calls
are.
were trying to come in. I was trying to stop them.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. What was the question?
So looking back, is there a particular performance or a moment that stands out as one of the most memorable of your career?
There were a few. One was after one of the school shows, and it was in El Paso, and the school was had like very distinct. It had a bunch of bunch of white kids, a bunch of Hispanic kids, and seemed like it was one third, one third, one third Hispanic, white, and black.
Mm,
And they had been having fights and everything. And when we did the concert, all the gang members were sitting in the front row because back then, this was '90s. They hadn't really recognized how dangerous gangs were yet, and they were
mm,
wearing their colors and their bandanas and everything. They're not allowed to do that.
mm,
So they're all sitting in the front row and just giving me a look like, yeah, yeah. What are you gonna tell us? And I always pray before. I did my thing, and by the end of the concert, they were like, "We are the world."
oh,
you know.
I love that.
Afterwards, I come out to get in the bus, and just we're being mobbed by kids, and they're handing me notes, and they're telling me all these things like I was going to commit suicide, but now I'm not, or
Mm,
I'm going to quit the gang, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And when I got in the back of the bus, I just started crying, just
mm,
pouring crying. My husband was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know. I can't stop crying. I can't stop crying." I was crying and crying, and I was like, all these kids, they're screaming for help. What am I supposed to do? So I just come in and I just leave. What can I do to follow up? And I was crying and crying. And then it was like a voice said, I'll take it from here. Because at the end of every concert, I always would do an inspirational song and say, Jesus is my savior. I said, whatever your faith is, hold on to that. But Jesus is my savior. And the kids would always cheer. And it's like the voice said, I got it from here. And I stopped crying. And I felt like, okay. It was like, keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to take it from here because I always had to say that at the end. And there was actually one part in Arizona where we were being escorted by the police, and they said, they're saying for you not to say that part at the end anymore. And I was like, what? Yeah, don't say the thing about faith and Jesus. Don't say it. So we're doing the show. I'm like, and it's coming up, and it's coming up. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
That's
And I
right.
just did it. I did it. And the kids cheered, everybody cheered. And the police came and they said, you know what? It's okay. You're right. Do it. Keep doing it. I guess they were afraid that the principals or staff were gonna complain, but they were the ones cheering. two. So
Nice.
that was one. The other one that was really big was in Germany when we played at Tempelhof in Berlin. And it was the United States was giving back Tempelhof to the German people. And it was for 45,000 Germans. And we're sitting up there on the stage performing for these Germans, and they're loving it because of the accordion, even though they can't understand us, and they're just loving it and
Okay.
dancing to it. And then they told me, they had told me earlier, the promoters, like, you know what, they love Elvis. If you do an Elvis song, they'll go crazy. So I was like, hmm. So I learned an Elvis song. And so, even though I'm not a man, but I was just like, I got a low voice. So I was like, oh, don't be cruel to a heart that's true. And they went crazy.
I love it.
They were all at the stage. And, so it was, I loved it. And the German
Motivating.
people were beautiful, beautiful.
And
I
how
love
they that is such a good inspiring, we could say, testimony, but how you inspired, the way that you make others feel, the energy that you bring, the vibe that you leave. It's yeah, very inspirational.
Yeah, and the fact that you didn't back down for them telling you
Yeah.
Hmm.
not to talk about God and not to back down from that is just a testament of a person of who you are. And I love that. So, that is amazing. For instance, today, literally today, my son and me were talking. He took me to treatment and he was like, Mom, I need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, what's wrong, baby? And he goes, at my job, he goes, my boss told me today to stop talking to people at work about God. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. And I said, why? And he said, because somebody from work got offended about it. And I said, okay. I said, well, he can't tell you to stop talking about Jesus. I
Yeah.
said, is it in the handbook that you are to stop talking about Jesus? And then he goes, no. I said, well, then he cannot tell you to stop talking about God. I said, you do not stop talking about God. I said, I raised you the correct way and I raised you to talk about Jesus and we walk the line of God. I said, so do not stop talking about Jesus, baby. And then he goes, well, what if he fires me? I said, he cannot fire you for
Yeah,
talking
I can't
about
get fired for that.
right. I go,
Yeah.
he cannot fire you for talking about God. I said, so you continue to talk about God and you continue to be yourself. So I love that you did not back down because
Do
I
you
told
realize this is a confirmation right there for you?
yes, yes. That's why I'm
Yes.
talking about it. That
Yeah.
is why I'm talking about it. Because my son today, we were just having that
And
conversation.
now you can tell them that.
Yes, I and trust me, I am. Trust me, I am. I'm gonna be like, play it back at 38 and 55
I've
seconds,
listened
and
to.
we are going to I want you to hear this because we literally just talked about that today. I'm like, he can't fire you. You continue
Wow.
to talk about our Lord and Savior because he can't do anything about it. You continue to be you, baby. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, but I am so proud of you. So proud of you for not
Oh, I'm
backing
proud of you too.
down.
Look,
Thank
look
you.
what you did. You gave him the reinforcement of what
Oh,
to do.
Right.
always,
And
And the
then
fact that he came
always.
to you too.
Oh my God,
exactly.
me and my boys are like I mean my kids are older. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 22. But we are very, very God-fearing people and we are just yeah, God, we walk the line of God for sure. So, yeah, he's our everything, absolutely.
Ah,
So, yeah, he's for sure, for sure, for sure. So, every artist has a spark. What was the first song, artist, or memory that made you fall in love with this style of music or any kind of music? What was the first thing?
I really liked Fito Olivares's cumbias.
Ooh, nice.
No, because I lived with my grandparents for a long time, and so they were always on the Spanish station, and they always had the Spanish radio on. So that's what I would. Fito was on there all the time.
Hmm.
Vicente Fernandez, and then Miami Sound Machine.
Oh,
Gloria Stefan.
yes.
Yes.
So hearing that, and then later on, just when I was just starting, I was hearing Elsa Garcia and Laura Canales and Lisa Lopez, and I was like, wow, so that's right away I started meeting them. In fact, Laura called me the Chicana Madonna.
Oh, that's so cute.
Because I wore spandex and
Yes,
lace and gloves and headbands, and when all the other ladies were dressed in very nice little dresses, and I was in pants and boots, and um,
that's okay.
You're
But
making a name for
that made
yourself.
you who you
That's
are. That makes
exactly
you who
right.
you are.
Yep.
That's how
I
you
still
stand.
have all my spandex pants:
No,
tiger, leopard, gold,
you
silver,
better
white.
bring them out. That's what's in style.
Yeah, but now it's expandex. Like, yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Chicana Madonna. That
Chicana
is neat.
Madonna.
That is neat. Neat, neat.
Okay, they're saying such a powerful testimony. They're saying your testimony is so powerful. Elisa says, "Wow, amazing." Alyssa also says, "Elvis in Germany. What an amazing thing to see."
Yes. Well, because he was stationed there and they loved him. That's where he met his Priscilla in
Priscilla.
Germany.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. Um, let's see. They're all replying to each other. Chicana Madonna. I love that. Love her. I love your style and how you always change it up. Oh, they love your style and how you change it up. So you're doing something
Well, you're
right.
going to hear some different styles on the new album. Got some
Ooh,
surprises on there. In fact,
yes,
the new single coming out tomorrow is
Just
very
in
different from
time.
Soituya. Very
yeah,
different.
I love it. I love
Well,
it.
that's where you heard it first on Chisme y Chords. Her new
That's
album by
right.
Dr. Patsy Torres comes out tomorrow, June the 3rd. So we got to make sure and get on our platforms to get that.
Yes.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
the next song that we want to play is Desde mi primer aliento. So tell us about that song.
I wrote that one, and I've always tried to put a spiritual religious song on each album I do, ever since I started making my own record company, because other record companies wouldn't let me do that. I mean, they would actually say no.
Oh wow.
But once I started my own label, World Class Records, I always wanted to put a religious song on every album. And then once I started writing them, it started with writing songs for the Virgen de Guadalupe, because I was always doing that every year.
Yeah.
And I wrote it for Stephanie Montiel, Shelley Lattis, and I. We did a trio,
Hmm.
and oh, they did a beautiful job. I loved it. So then a couple of years later, I wrote another one for Stephanie and I, and we did that one, and it came out beautiful also. But it led to me writing about Jesus, because once you're getting in that mode, and you're thinking of all these things that you're thankful for, and what God has done and what her son did. I was thinking about, I want to write about her son now. And all this stuff came to me, and I wrote this song, and then it led to another song that's coming out on the new album also, because I would write a line, I was like, oh, that line could be a song by itself. I'm gonna put this aside. Because there's another one in the writing right now from the last one I just wrote, because there was a part I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be another song. This will be for the next album, or maybe even come out before the next album as a single. But I can't help it. I just, yeah, and once you start getting in that mode and you're thinking of how thankful for you are, and all the miracles that have happened through your life, not coincidence, not chance,
Yep,
not luck. These are divine interventions,
that's right.
and you know it. And then you're like, and you just want to thank them, and you want everybody to know, and you want people to share in that. You want them to feel that they're never alone from the very beginning, from the first breath. And even after your last breath, that's when you get to go home,
That's
you
right.
know. But
Yes.
Hmm.
so that's what that was my inspiration for this song that you're going to play, and then is leading to the new one that's coming out on the new album, and another one I'm writing. So, and
I'm
I guess I'm just going to keep writing them.
Girl, do because what you're doing is amazing, and the artistry and your singing and your writing, and then even the
Yeah.
one that you did with Shelly, Steph, and yourself, that was
Oh,
such an amazing
beautiful.
song.
Mhm.
Like me and Stephanie have been best friends for 30 years. Like I mean, she's my boo,
She's
and when
fantastic.
she's an amazing soul. And when y'all did that song together, I mean, it was amazing. And then the one that you and her did together by yourself was just amazing too. So
Oh, Gabriel did the arrangement for that song
yes, yep,
too.
yep,
Beautiful
yep,
job. I was just
yeah.
so happy with it. So excited.
Yes, yeah. Gabriel is an amazing, amazing producer. And I mean, the fact that he can play every single instrument is just, I mean, give me a break. He's amazing. So he's an
Did you
amazing.
know Gabriel started with me?
Did he really?
He started with me. We went and picked
No.
him up. He was living in, I think, where was he? Corpus, somewhere. And we picked him up because he didn't have anywhere to live. He didn't have any instruments or anything. And we bought him his keyboard, and he started performing with us at Fiesta Texas. And
Calm down.
Stephanie would go to Fiesta Texas. That's when she saw him and met him. And they fell in love
Wow.
at Fiesta
How do
Texas.
I not know that story? And we've been best friends for 30 years.
Yeah,
No,
she'll
no.
tell you. I recently sent her a picture that I found of her and Gabriel at Fiesta Texas, that I took of them because that's when
Oh
they started dating.
my
Yeah.
God. I can't. I can't. I can't. I
And
can't.
then so when Gabriel was like, Patsy, I'm gonna have to quit. And I was like, oh, because I'm gonna join Stephanie's band. I was like, well, I totally understand. You guys are in love, I don't blame him.
Oh my
It's fine.
God.
I was always like,
They are too much. They are hilarious, them two. Oh my God, I can't with them. And then, you got Ilea and Jalen, and it's just like
oh, a
they're
miniature Stephanie and a miniature
Peter
Gabriel, right?
Gabriel,
Oh my
yes.
God.
Like ideally, I mean, like legitimately. Like they look exactly
So
like them too.
talented.
It
Yeah, it's
is just
beautiful.
craziness. I love it though. I love it. I can't. I'm always telling Ilea little stories. I'm like, you used to sleep in front of the speakers. I'm like, and Jalen, you used to do this. She's like, did I really? And I'm like, yes.
I
Like
remember when they were little. I know. I was like,
yes,
oh my
girl.
gosh.
And I'm like, and how you did it, I don't know because the speakers were
I
so
know.
loud.
Well,
Where,
there's such a strong family unit.
yes,
The parents are there, the aunts, uncles,
yeah,
sister, everybody. They were always there supporting,
yeah,
and that's what was so beautiful.
yeah, yes, and they still are. So I just love it.
Yes,
I
yeah,
love
they
it.
are.
Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna play your next single.
Okay, this is the one I wrote, inspired
Yes,
also.
I'm so excited. So it's so beautiful. So
Thank
here we
you.
go.
Desde mi primer aliento estabas a mi lado. Eso. Desde mi primer aliento estabas a mi lado, en tus abrazos de amor, mi gran cuidador. Respiré tu gracia, Señor. Oh, desde mi primer paso me tomaste de la mano y me pusiste de pie, luego caminé con tu ayuda divina por Gracias, Señor, por amarme, por sanarme y consolarme. Tú eres el poder que me libra del mal, ahora y hasta el final. Gracias, Señor, por salvarme. Te confesé y me perdonaste. La verdad es que has estado conmigo en todo momento, desde mi primer aliento. primer aliento.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. The
It
words are so
is.
beautiful.
Yes. Very
Thank
touching.
you.
And considering that because you are where you're at right now, faith and family, right, has obviously brought you as far as where you, faith, most importantly. Can
Yes.
you give us or give somebody who's trying to come up in this industry, what type of advice would you give them?
Well, if this is something you want to make as a career, then I always suggest that you get some vocal training so that you don't hurt your voice, because that is your instrument. You have to take care of it. So you don't want to smoke. You don't want to drink a lot. I mean, I know people are going to be like, well, I need to drink, but just don't drink a lot, and don't drink when you perform. Be very professional about it. Hold on to your values, because something that I found out when I first started in the music was, trying to do the couch casting and trying to take advantage of women. I mean, I was just like fresh meat, the new meat on the table,
Market, right?
and I had to fight that. And I was even told, well, you're never going to make it because you're not doing anything. And they said, and I said, well, and they said, everyone else is doing it. You have to do it. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, well, then you're not going to make it. I said, well, then I guess I won't make it then. And I was disgusted. I was angry. And I was just, so I'm not going to do that. And they were like, oh, you need to dress sexier, show more. Why? For who? Who wants to see it? It's like,
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, because they're like, show what you got. I'm like, to who? Why?
Right.
And now I have a husband. He can see
Right.
it.
That's
Just
right.
like it's hold on to your morals and your values. Don't give in. Don't have doubt. And always, it's a God-given gift. If you've got that God-given gift to perform and to sing and a voice, always remember that, and keep him as part of everything that you do, because we're supposed to share our gifts, enlighten people, elevate people with it. That's what
Mhm.
it's about. It's not
Mhm.
about, like, I've had little girls come and I was like, oh, my daughter wants to sing. She wants to meet you. Hi. And, they're all, oh, so what is it you want? Oh, I want to be on a stage and them screaming my name and then maybe get rich by the time I'm 30. And, I'm like, that's, that's not, that's not that God-given gift.
Right.
That's not
Right.
the right way. It
Right.
just, music can touch people. It can change lives. It affects people, and look at it like that. It's interpretation when you do a song, even the national anthem. You
Yes.
know, I
I
take
agree.
that very serious when I sing. I think of all the words, I think of the message. And you've heard some people like, oh, say, can you say, hey, and they're like, see what I can do,
Right.
instead of
The
taking
deliverance.
this,
Yeah.
taking a song and using the meaning of the song
Right.
for our
Right. Right.
country. So
Right.
that's my thing. Sing for the right reasons. You know, don't think about, oh, I just want to make money, I want to be
Right.
famous. I want to bring you down and say, hey, this is a God-given gift, to be thankful for this gift. Not everybody can sing, not everybody can perform, not everybody can interpret music and give out that message. So hold on to that and be thankful for that and share it.
Love it.
Lovely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love that answer. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I feel like a lot of people are in the music industry for clout, and a lot of people are in it for the wrong reason, and that's why they don't succeed, or they don't go far. And it's just
That's why you have those pretend singers. I'm sorry, it probably sounds
AI,
blunt. Yes.
AI, oh my
Or
God.
everybody thinks that they have a voice because they want to do their little. No, it's not. Nothing to how it used to be. The natural, the effort that comes from it, the actual natural voice where you have to practice and sing. The way that you sing.
And they have auto tune now.
Yes, yes, it's cheating. It's not like it's not natural.
Yeah,
It's a
it's not
bummer.
real. It's
Exactly. That's
with
exactly right.
AI, they're people are claiming that they're songwriters and they're not writing songs. It's
Right.
AI. And I can tell when it's AI because it's like there's the words are kind of weird. They don't always rhyme. And then there's like, if you listen really close, you can hear little glitches here and there, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just because people have tried to sell me AI songs, and I hear it, I'm like, no,
Nah.
I can
Yeah.
write my own songs. I don't need to buy your AI songs.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Wow.
get it. Yeah. Like I've written 74 songs. Like I write, like I get woken up in the
Yeah.
middle of the night and I'm like,
Yes.
okay, God put this in my mind. So then I'll get my phone and I'll
You
sing it
have to
into my
get up
phone
right away because
or
you'll, if
right.
you go back to sleep, it's gone, right?
Right, or I'll type it in. But half the time I'm like mumbling it in my phone, trying to sing it in my phone, and then I wake up the next day and I'm like, "What is this?" I'm like trying to like, "What is it?" But yeah, it's yeah, he wakes me up quite often. But I've written a lot of songs.
Beautiful.
So I always hate it when or dislike, Lord, I'm sorry for the hate comment,
Yeah.
but I always dislike when AI comes into play and people are like, all these AI songs are on TikTok or all these AI songs or I wrote this song and it's AI and it's this
Yeah.
is I don't like it. Like I'm like, be honest and write your own lyrics, write your own music, stop using auto tune and sing for real and it's just so it takes away from the artists who are actually doing something and actually singing and actually putting in the work and actually going to voice lessons and actually, doing stuff. And it just drives me insane sometimes. Like,
Well,
girl,
I'm on the Grammy Advisory Board, and one of the big things that we're fighting right now is the AI, and we're trying
Mhm.
to pass the No Fakes Act through
good.
Congress to protect, you
Right.
know,
Right.
us songwriters
Mm-hmm.
and music makers from the AI coming in. So
Oh,
that's another thing on my plate.
girl, I really hope it
Hope it passes.
passes. Yes, I really, really do. Let's see. Mr. Joe Leal says, "Hello, Patsy Torres. Beautiful Christian song.
Hi, Joe.
Blessing to you, sweet
Thank you.
amiga." And then Corina says, "We need more of this beautiful music." Lisa
Mhm.
Trevino says, "Beautiful song," and she's
Thank
clapping.
you. Ah,
Uh, Heather says, "Thank you for standing your ground." Joyce Trevino says, "Hello, everyone."
hi,
Heather
Joyce.
says, "Let's be open minded." Laugh out loud. A trained ear will know. That's true. Vocal training is so important, especially for the longevity. And Lisa says, "There's something on social media acting like they are singers,
Right.
songwriter, etc."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what we're
yeah,
talking about. Yep.
yes.
No.
Okay, so we're going to play a little game of this or that. And
Oh,
I'm going to ask you a question and I'm just going to shoot questions. You just have to answer like quickly, like which one is it going to be? Okay?
okay.
Okay, so accordion or baja sexo? Which one hits your soul first?
Accordion.
Tejano two step or norteño? What gets you on the dance floor?
Tejano two-step.
George Strait country or Ramon Ayala accordion? Classic, which one sets the mood?
I'm going to have to say Ramon Ayala.
Oh my, you're the first one who said
Yes.
Ramon
I love
Ayala.
it.
Yeah, because I mean, for the very beginning, all his songs, it's so different from the regular conjunto. They're
Mhm.
so
Hmm.
melodic, and the words are
Yeah,
so good. And I've just always, when I was a trumpet player, I liked his
yeah,
music. You know,
yeah.
so
Everybody
yeah.
has said George Strait. You're the first one that said Ramon Ayala. So thank you
I
for
mean, I
that.
like George Strait too, but I could name more Ramon Ayala songs than George
Then
Strait
George
songs.
Strait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock en español, guitar solo, or norteño sax breakdown. What gets you hyped?
Oh, the guitar solo.
Got it. Cumbia groove or ranchero power. Which rhythm feels more like home?
Cumbia groove.
Texas barbecue plate or classic fideo and tortillas. What's fitting the studio session?
Oh, fideo. My grandmother made the best fideo. So right away, I'm like, oh, grandma.
Yes, yes. Arena concert energy or backyard pachanga vibes? Where do you shine brightest?
Hmm, that's a hard one because backyard, I'm up close in everybody's face and
Yeah.
dancing with them. But also in the concert, you're reaching so many more people,
Hmm.
So I'd have to say the concert.
Okay. Cowboy hat or flat brim Tejano cap. What's the signature look?
Well,
She's like, well, do you have to
Gotta
ask?
go ahead.
it's in between.
Yeah, so 50-50.
Because it's not really a cap. They're kind of like, what do they call them?
Or golf.
I
It's
know
a
what you
little
I know what you mean. I
it's
know
a
what
little different than a regular
Yeah.
ball cap.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have cowboy hats also. So
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
Okay, so 90s Tejano like Selena Mas or Emilio or modern norteño like Intocable, Duelo, etc. Which era inspires you more?
I'd have to say the 90s.
Okay, last but not least, country steel guitar cry or rock distortion riff. Which sound sneaks into your music more often?
Rock.
Yeah.
I was a rocker, remember? Spandex boots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep. I love that. I
I
love
still perform Journey with my band
that.
and
Ooh,
Pat Benatar
oh,
and
I
Oh,
all
love
these Bon Jovi,
it.
Heart, all these other rock.
nice.
I've still got the rocker in me.
Girl, I love that music. I have a
Music.
record player right behind me. I love records. I have
Nice.
Journey. I have all
Oh,
of that. I love it.
Yes.
I sing
I
a bunch of
love
the
it.
Journey songs and Metallica.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm
Nice.
not big on
I'm I'm a Metallica fan.
that's how me
Enter
said.
Sandman. Nothing else
Matters.
matters.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, I performed those at the school shows, so the kids went crazy when I would do that.
At
That's
And I
school,
did
wonderful because
Queen. I
that's what
did
kids.
Queen,
Yeah. Ah.
I
Bohemian
like Queen. I
Rhapsody,
like Queen.
We're the Champions, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah, I
just
like Queen, but Metallica at school?
But you
for
gotta
the school shows
you gotta reach
because
out to the different genres of children
it
too.
would be it would be that one those that little group of kids that were like, we're doing the
Evo.
pop
Yeah.
music, we're
Mhm.
doing the hip hop, we're doing the country, and they're still like, okay, and all the kids are going crazy. But then we did Metallica, and then whoa,
Yeah.
and they're on their feet, and we got them all. We just
I
covered all the bases.
Okay. Now I can get down
Green
with like
Day, Green Day. I mean,
nice.
Lincoln Park.
Nice. Oh, even better.
Just I could
Mhm.
just name all the because we always did rock songs at the school shows and we change them every year to what was newest,
Mhm.
and the rap songs, and the pop songs. Every show, every year was a new show.
look at you,
Your heart
Patsy.
is utterly amazing. I know to want to know, reach out to all the different types of listeners, the children listeners, of course. It's
Yeah.
there where they feel that it's not oh just their country or just to be able to reach out to them just in general is motivating indeed.
Well, like now, I've been doing it for a while, but to me it's getting old already. That but the
Yeah, yeah.
so I do that, and the little kids love it. They'll come up and sing with me. It
Nice.
just depends on the venue.
Right.
If there's kids, I'm going to do that song. And I do the Macarena and I teach
Nice.
them to dance. There's a certain kind of show I do when there's kids in the house as opposed to adults,
Adult.
and couples and stuff. It's different. So,
Right.
I just tailor my song list to my audience.
I was gonna say you tailor your audience. I was just fixing to say that, and that's amazing.
There
That
we
just
go.
goes to show what kind of artist you are. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
that goes to show what kind of
Of
artist
course,
you
indeed.
are.
Mhm.
And not a lot of artists do that. They stick to the same playlist.
Scripted play. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love that about you, Patsy. That's amazing.
Yep.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yes. I'm learning a lot about you, Dr. Patsy
You
Torres.
are. You're getting a lot out of me too, though,
Yeah,
with
I
your
know.
questions.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Karina says the Macarena. Oh my God, we love that.
Remember? Yeah. So I
We're
teach it
gonna go to your
every.
show just for the Macarena, Patsy, and for the apate.
Uh-huh.
Apate.
Apate,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
uh-huh. We're gonna go
So
there
lovely.
just for that.
Yeah.
So tell us, where can we find your music? Do you have merch? We know where we can find your um, new album coming up. Is that where we
Right.
can also find your music? And then where can we
Yes.
also find your merch?
Everything is patsytours.com.
Okay.
Now the merch is being made just like the CDs are being made. So it's going to
Okay.
be a couple of weeks before the merch is ready, but they can pre-order the CD
Perfect.
now. They can download the CD or any one of the songs if they want separately now.
Okay.
Because like I said, I prefer you download from my website and
Yes.
not from Spotify. And
Okay.
do that for
Perfect.
all the artists, for all of
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Do it from their websites. So that's available. But in a couple weeks, the merch will be ready, and hopefully the CDs will be shipped because everything's shipped now.
Awesome.
Waiting for the packages to come in, but I'm excited about it. So, because everybody wants physical CDs. They keep
Yes.
saying
Right.
That's
CDs are
me.
going,
That's
but no,
me.
they want the physical.
That's
Yes.
me. That's me. I was just, it's so funny because we were just in an interview the other day and I was like, so do you guys have any CDs or do you guys whatever? They're like, but nobody, or they don't make CDs anymore. I'm like, hey, yes, they do. I'm like, I like CDs. And they're like, nobody, they don't make them. They make albums and I'm like, no, yes, they do.
Uh,
I'm like, because I love CDs. I like vinyls. I like all that kind of stuff. You go in my car and I still have that that book of
The big old
oh,
CDs.
flip phone of the CDs.
yeah.
I'm such an old head.
And
I
don't
like,
you hate that they took the CD players out of the cars?
yeah, girl, I have a
Oh my
CD player in my car.
gosh.
I have one. But I like it. I like CDs. I like to have something tangible. I like to have it in my hand. I like to
Yeah, and
see
I like
it
to I like to open it up and see
book.
the
Yes.
credits and all
Yes.
Yes,
that.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes. So
Yes.
we have it in the comments, www.patsytours.com.
Correct.
Everybody go there, download the music. Do not go to Spotify, do not go to any of those. Go to patsytours.com so
Website.
she can get the credits, she can get everything she needs. Go and buy the album when it is available. Go and get the merch when it is available as well. I am so proud and elated that we had you on. We need to
Yes.
get you
Thank
back on
you.
when your album is released.
Yes.
And this has been such an amazing interview. And we are
Oh,
so,
thank
like I said
you.
again, so honored and
Elated.
blessed to have
You
you.
guys are awesome. I just feel like I'm talking to my girlfriends here.
Yes, yes. I'm so
Yes.
glad. That's
Thank
how we
you.
that's how we like to
Yes.
have it.
Yes,
That's
And
how
ma'am.
it feels. Thank you. Thank you.
good, good. Thank you so much. And is there anything that you would like to say to your fans and to all of the guests on here
Listeners.
on Chisme y Chords?
Well, I want to thank both of you first of all. Thank you for having me. Thank
Sure.
you for such an easy and inspiring interview that you did. The questions you asked, the stuff you just had me like flowing. I was just like, blah, blah,
Thank you.
just going on. Thank you for that. And thank you to everyone that tuned in now for your kind words. Thank you. And for the people that have supported me all these years. That is why Soy Tuya is my love letter to them, because I am yours. I mean, you made me, because I
Right.
wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the requests and the support and the love and the caring and those kind words that just they're just like they're motivating, what they do. And they don't realize just those kind little words they say, it means a lot. And I don't who was the person that said Viva con ganas got them through the hard times. I
Um,
appreciate that so much, because that's
Heather, or
valid. It's validation
did
of,
you
of
reach
of a
somebody? And
song
yes.
inspired by God, and so I thank you for this opportunity. And I just want to wish everybody the best. And let's just keep God in our hearts and understand it's not about God being on our side, it's about us being on God's side.
Right.
So remember
Amen.
that. And if we
Yes.
do that, we'll get our country back. We'll get things back on track, and stop all this fighting and hate and chaos.
yes, I absolutely agree because this world is so broken at the moment,
Yeah.
and it's just I believe God is going to intervene soon, and I
Yes.
just believe God is, working His magic and is gonna gonna do what he needs to do. But at this moment in time, our world needs more Jesus for sure. Um,
Yes.
Definitely.
and it was Miss Heather who said that
It
before.
is Heather. Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
it's Heather,
Mhm.
Miss Heather. But again, we thank you so much for
Yes.
being here, and
Thank
God
you.
is definitely with you, and God is
God
definitely
is with you.
thank you, and
And
God is
he's
definitely
obviously not done with us or you yet either.
That's
So
right.
right. And he's definitely walking with you in all your endeavors. And we just know that the sky is the limit for you, and that it's just going to, it's just going to continue to go up for you.
right.
It always has been, and it's just going to continue to go. And we are just sending many blessings and love your way.
Thank
And
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
so again, thank you so, so much for
Yes.
coming. And we will have you on again for sure.
Would love to,
Yes.
so we can go through
Thank
those other songs.
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, definitely. Thank you so
God
much.
bless you, my sisters. God bless
Yes.
you. God
Yes,
bless you all who live listening, watching. God bless you all and your families.
Thank
yes,
you
thank
so
you
much.
so much. And we'll keep in touch.
All
Yes.
right. Thank
Blessings to you,
you.
Dr. Patsy
Bye
Torres.
bye.
Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Okay.
That was such an
So
amazing,
powerful.
amazing interview. She is so sweet.
Yes,
Oh my
it is.
gosh, I love her. I love her.
The impact that she's making is leaving such an imprint of her character. It defines who she is, who she was created by, and she's doesn't give up. The motivation, how she reaches out, excuse me, to the young genre, to
Yes.
hey, this is how it's done. You follow God's footsteps and listen to your wise elderly, the people who have been in there, and you'll be successful. Look at her.
Yeah.
You'll be just like her. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like, oh my gosh, she's and like you were saying, she's an inspiration. It's like a
All,
light. She's like a
and it all
light.
started because her sister was in band and she wanted
Yes,
to be
and then she
started out with
wanted
the
to be a
trumpet.
piano player to get
Yes,
out of class,
yeah. It's
and then she
amazing
turned
how
into
God lights
like
you
this
up.
major singer. I love it so much. That is so cute.
Yeah,
She's so cute. I love it. It was a very natural interview,
very
so I
pleasurable.
enjoyed it. Yeah, for sure. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Miss Heather Alcantar and Alcantar Music for being our sponsor. We are looking for more sponsors. If you would like to be our sponsor, contact Miss Almisa or contact myself, and we will give you the information. If you would like to donate to our podcast, you can hit up one of these little QR codes and it'll take you to where you need to go. And we just want to thank each and every one of your beautiful faces for joining us today. We love you. And go like, share, comment, follow. And we will see you guys tomorrow as our Misa's brother will be on from what is it?
Barcade down in Pleasant.
Hey.
Yes.
And we will
Considering the Spurs game, so go Spurs go. I hope to have
go
him on for the full hour. We'll see because he has
go
been paying
Spurs go. So we'll be on tomorrow. Our Misa's brother with Bar K. We'll see you tomorrow and we love you.